And we're live.
Hey, Sunday. Wait a minute. Wednesday.
Welcome to the show, Jeff McKinney. Good to have you watching us, since you're the only one.
Jeff McKinney, are you ready for our 15-minute introductions?
Jeff Solomon back from pooping.
What?
We're just saying hey to Jeffrey McKinney.
Hi, Jeffrey McKinney.
All right. I think we're all set. Let's do this.
Jeffrey, you're not watching live, right? You're watching. You like to watch the replay. Okay.
Replay.
I'm certain by the time you hear this, I will have pooped at some point. So. Jeffrey McKinney shared something cool with us on Twitter. What was it? It was that beer mile thing, right?
It was the beer mile cheater.
Yes. I didn't read that.
You got a beer mile colostomy thing where you just like save beer somewhere else?
Didn't drink enough, set a world record, but did not drink enough beer.
Oh.
He wouldn't have broke that record if he drank, the requisite amount of beers, obviously.
All right. Let's hey, I mean, it's the all sports episode. We could throw that in there too.
Certainly. Do you want to just tag that in somewhere? Yeah.
Beer mile records.
All right.
We really don't need the article.
Thanks, Jeffrey. It made the show.
Here we go.
Hey everybody, it's Lori from Josina Wines, Cabernet Franc and Paso Robles, and I am thrilled to be here on We Like Drinking, where you never drink alone, and there's always smoked whale testicles.
At the sound of the tone, the official We Like Drinking time will be 5 o'clock. Commence consumption.
Thank you for joining us for the award-winning We Like Drinking podcast, episode 189. In this episode, we'll be discussing the correlation between wine consumption and trips to the disabled list, brown fridges, and John's got a story. So crack open your beer, uncork that wine, and let's get drinking.
I really enjoyed writing brown fridges down. I don't know if any of you are a fan of Chef Anne Burrell from the Food Network, but she's
got the crazy hair.
And she always says, brown food tastes good. And so one time I asked Parker if he would do that for me. He'd just sort of run around the house going, brown food tastes good. So I'm going to talk to him about brown fridges after I learn what that is.
It's all those Maillard flavors, right? Those are the brown notes.
Yeah, Maillards, Canada geese, notes. All of them.
Oh, hey, thanks to Lori for getting that whole smoked whale testicles thing out of the way.
Yeah, man. Done early.
Pressure's off.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So, here you go, voters, for the podcast awards. High quality stuff here. But anyway, now that we're through that, welcome, drinkers, to episode 189 of the We Like Drinking podcast, the only award-winning and topical beer and wine education podcast focusing on fun, which, if you haven't been able to tell yet, we like to have a lot of. But who, you ask, is having all the fun? Let's find out. We've got our wine blogger, Jeff Solomon.
Hello, everybody.
We've got our beer brewer who also hates strawberries, John Ruyak.
Hey, guys.
And I am your host, Jeff Eccles. Now, before we get into the show, there's a little bit of work we'd like to take care of, asking you guys for a little bit of help. So, Jeff Solomon,
Yes.
Not sure what that. What should the listeners do with their free fingers or thumbs right now?
Dude, you're so demonstrative. Can I just say welikedrinking.com/show real quick? Like, you should watch these because that was intense what Jeff Eccles just did. Many of you are listening to us on your phones. Many of you are using an app called Apple Podcasts to listen to us. And so we'd ask, just while you're there, give us an honest rating and review. I believe 5 stars is the best that they'll let you do, but I think you can do better.
I think you can take it up a notch. Absolutely. So we got a lot to talk about tonight. We're going to have a lot of fun. But before we do that, let's find out what everybody's drinking tonight. John, what's in your glass?
A high bottle, a little bit of blind tasting. So we, for you guys, I know what I'm drinking, but let's see if you can guess what I'm drinking. So
All right, let's see. Let's see the color.
We made some a turkey dish the other day, and Sharon came home a little late. She goes, "I don't want that again for a third night in a row." And I'm like, "Okay, let's go get some pizza." So I ordered up some Papa Murphy's pizza on my phone, and I went down to the Smiths and picked it up. And I also got a bottle of red wine. Okay, so this is, you look at this, it's quite dark. There's very little there's no rim to this at all. The rim is the same color as the wine.
Staining.
Excuse me?
There's a decent amount of
decent staining on the glass. Of course, this is my third glass, so of course there's going to be some staining. The clinginess, the legs is kind of medium. On the nose, lots of deep dark cherry. Now this is going with I picked this out to go with the Papa Murphy's chicken, bacon, and artichoke pizza.
Okay.
Well with that. So I got some dark cherries. Acidity is pretty prominent. Lots of gushy stuff from my mouth after I taste it. On the palate, little bit of vanilla, lots of cherry berry stuff going on.
Cherry berry stuff and lots. All right, Jeff Solomon.
I paid $10.99 for this bottle.
I am going to say that this is a Chianti Classico. This one's from Italy.
Okay. I am going to say that John was like, I learned a lot in the Barbera episode, and so he picked up a bottle of Barbera.
Okay, it is Italian. It is Chianti. It doesn't say Classico on it, just says Chianti.
I know my stuff. You know what I was thinking about just the other day? What's the Italian grape that is very closely related to Zinfandel? It's erased from my memory.
Robusto?
No, it's Jeff. What is it?
It's
like Plavik Mali is the thing from Croatia, but no, it does start with a P. But what happened to it? Like, I feel like there's been this whole thing, like
it disappeared.
That one Italian Zinfandel just like is gone. Everybody was into it, and then it just went away, and now we don't even think about it.
Is it Primitivo?
That's it. It's Primitivo. Oh, okay. I too am going Italian. I'm going Italian for a couple reasons. As we are recording this on August 22nd, it is my older sister Laura's birthday.
Happy birthday, Laura!
Yeah, and I was thinking about like what do I want to drink to celebrate my beautiful, wonderful sister? She's gorgeous. You know she is. She looks exactly like me in every single way.
Does she shave?
Occasionally.
Nice.
So I was thinking about, how do I honor my sister? And I was looking at my wine rack, and I had a wine that my dad brought back to me from the last time that he was in Italy. And I was just thinking, we're all going to be in Italy together in about a month for my dad's wedding. So I thought I'd just bust this open, because then I'll just drop some euros on a new one the next time I'm in Italy, which will be soon. So this is the San Giorgio Ugolforte Brunello di Montalcino 2011. Brunello di Montalcino, as you know, is Sangiovese, right? I poured a Harvey Solomon in honor of my family, so I can't really analyze the true color of this, but on the nose, there's just these wonderful cherries, these wonderful chalky notes, and on the palate, smooth to the oeuvre, a really nice, long, acidic finish. But man, this is dirty. This is earthy. This is filthy. And I loved it. Just like my sister. Just like my sister. It's filthy. I love this. I love this.
It's earthier than most Italian wines. It's got a kind of a French palate to it.
This is like just a handful of fresh soil just slapped straight into my glass. And I love this. This is fantastic. I don't know how many euros my dad dropped on this, but I would pay twice as many.
So you'd pay 4.
No, I am certain this is probably in like that $30 range is my guess. But this is beautiful.
There you go. So 25 euros.
I love it. I love it.
That's awesome.
Eccles has a beer.
No, I don't actually. I
thought I saw a beer.
I was actually going through my fridge today and became very embarrassed that I had received a sample that I had not opened like I thought.
Oh shit!
So I have one of those too, but it's empty.
Yeah, it has been
the mold, except for the mold in the bottom of the bottle.
So I am going with this Lost Cause meadery. Thank you, Billy. Devilish Grin. These guys may remember these guys tasting that on the Billy episode. Man, they went crazy for this one, and I can see why. This is like rose petals for days with some cherries on top, and man, it is delicious. A little bit.
You got that black pepper on there too, right?
Yep.
That's a delicious beverage right there.
Very good. A little bit of sweet, a little bit of sour. Man, it's tight, but it's not like, if you remember that episode, I had that overly sweet Colorado mead. This one is spot on though. Delicious.
Don't sleep on those California meads, because they're going to the next level, man. That's awesome.
They really are. So again, thank you, Billy, for the drink. Uh-oh.
Are we doing the last 10 minutes all over again?
I mean, I can get it off the
you were Eccles, you were a little choppy for a little while.
Like 4 seconds.
You were breaking up pretty bad there for a minute, Jeff.
Yeah, I think it might be you, because John and I were totally clear to each other, and you were just kind of in another dimension.
Yeah,
this is all going on the show. Hey guys, hey podcast award judges.
Yeah, so I can either download what we just did and rip it into what we got, or we can start over. What do you guys want to do?
I think it's fine just downloading what we got.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to recreate that. I think that was a pretty good open.
All right.
Why don't you just go with "So thank you, Billy," and then just roll in from there, right?
Mm-hmm. No, I'll just start right into it. All right, so that was a lot of fun, but we got to start doing us some learning. So let's get to Grape hop or pop culture reference. This is where I give these guys a term and they try to tell me if it's a wine grape, a beer hop, or some kind of pop culture reference. The term this week is Alexandruli. Alexandruli. ALEXANDROOULI. No umlauts.
ALEXANDROOULY.
I, not Y.
Alexandruli. Wow. John, it's your turn. Good luck.
Really? Are you? Oh, you're foisting that on me, are you?
No, it is.
I know it's my turn. So, damn it. I had a preconceived notion this was going to be some sort of pop culture reference because, just playing the odds. Right?
I tried. I couldn't find any. Couldn't find
culture.
It. Yeah.
Couldn't find a pop culture reference
that weren't obvious.
Alexandruli. Well, screw it. I'm going with pop culture reference. You're trying to fake me out.
All right, there you go. That's a good Jeff Solomon.
Sticking with my guns.
Well, as the summer wanes and becomes fall, we get ready for All Hallows Eve. And we start to think, like, what would be the most Halloween type of wine? Maybe something from Transylvania. Alexandruli is a red wine from Transylvania. Oh,
come on. It's 2 months from Halloween. Come on.
Hey, man, the Halloween stores are already open for business.
I know, it's sickening. If
you haven't figured out where you're going to be for Halloween, it's too late. They don't have it.
All right. Excellent work, everybody. Alexandruli is, in fact, a wine grape. Very well done, Jeff Solomon. It is not from Transylvania, however. It is a red grape from Georgia.
It's same difference. The Republic of Georgia and Transylvania are like this.
They're like 50 miles apart. Yeah.
They're generally in the same area.
Generally. We don't like to deal with generalities on this show.
No, we never do that.
All right. Well done, everybody. We got to get to some business here, folks. Before
we have business to talk about?
Yeah, we got some important things to talk about, like our newest patron. Yes, we got some poor sucker to sign up this week to throw us a big fat 5 spot a month. Dimitri S., our good friend, he has been very active on our Facebook Tavern page. Dimitri, I'm sure, has shared the show with all of his friends. So all of his friends are listening. Never go to an airport with Dimitri. That's what I'll say. He seems to get stuck in airports a lot and then likes to send us all the drinks that he's drinking in said airport.
I have to feel like
$5 a month, though, I can get the transmission fixed on my computer.
No, but my feeling is like, I kind of wish all of our listeners got stuck in airports after Dimitri's weekend, because, like, God, Dimitri, thank you so much, because it's not just that you laid down the ducats for us, but like you reached out and joined our fantasy football league while you were in the airport. You actually named your team Stuck in the Airport. Like, come on, man. Like, that's so awesome. Dimitri, thank you so much. And
thanks, Dimitri. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Download
Download
the Patreon app. You're really going to be able to like get into a lot of this cool stuff that way. It's a whole lot easier.
Absolutely. Have fun voting on our upcoming drinking episodes. Have fun with the Jeff Solomon award-winning guacamole. Brew the coconut porter. and stick those stickers and magnets and everything else I'm sending you all over the place. So thank you very much, Dimitri. We want to see where you put the sticker on your bike. That's what I'm saying. I think that means
on the ringer. Ching, 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 ching.
I should have sent him more so he could stick them to all the airports that he gets stuck in. But thank you very much, Dimitri. We appreciate your support. But with that, I think it's time to get into the hard-hitting stuff we got tonight with Booze News, where we discuss sports. That's right, Val. Go ahead and just turn the episode off. It's all sports.
Wait a minute. She's already fallen off of her treadmill anyway. Isn't that kind of a sporty kind of thing as it is?
Elliptical fall off is a big sport these days. Jeff Solomon.
Yeah. So, hey, speaking of fantasy sports, here I am looking at my first place fantasy baseball team. And I'm seeing that one of my key trade acquisitions this year, one Justin Upton of the Los Angeles Angels, brother to BJ Upton. You do know the BJ stands for Boss Man Jr., by the way. But Justin Upton, true story. Justin Upton on my fantasy team and on the Angels landed on the DL today because he cut his finger on a wine glass yesterday in his home, drinking wine, cut his finger, DL, out for 10 days.
That's not how it's supposed to happen.
So Eccles.
Yes.
We play sports. We used to play hockey together, right?
Well, we got together.
We put on equipment and we skated around on ice and pretended to be athletes, right?
Yes, until we could get to the locker room and open beer.
Exactly. So that's pretty pathetic. Did either one of us ever cut our finger on a beer bottle, a beer can, a broken glass of wine?
No. We cut other people with sticks and other things, but
I cut a lot of cheese in the locker room. But I never cut my finger on a glass. So how does a world-class athlete get 4 stitches on a digit drinking wine?
Well, I think most likely he was probably playing the professional version of cups. You know the game Cups with the red Solo cup and the ping pong ball. They use wine glasses and golf balls. It's slightly.
Oh my god! Yeah, that's kind of dangerous.
That's dangerous.
You know, I was thinking about a couple things, like how do you break your finger on a glass of wine? You know, probably the most likely and not very interesting story is somebody in his house dropped a glass of wine and he was picking up the glass and he got cut, right? That's the uninteresting story. I'd love to believe that he was holding his wine glass by the bulb because he doesn't mind smudges on his glasses like I do. And he was listening to the We Like Drinking podcast, and he was listening to Chris Iannetta talk about his wine, and he's like, what? I need to get a winery too. And he was just so mad and thinking so hard that he squeezed the bulb and it shattered in his hand. And that's how he ended up on the DL. I will say this. If you are going to be on the DL, be on the DL with the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, because what comes next is owning a winery, Justin Upton.
That is a better version of mine.
You could call it. You could call it Boss Man Jr. and Brother if you open it with. If you open it up with BJ.
BJB.
I like it. Well, I hope he gets back to play in real soon. We'll have to send him some like some red Solo cups or something like that, some plastic
What?
wine to drink during the season.
But he might feel better if that's a nice segue to the next story, Eccles.
What?
It is.
Hold up. No. I still have things to say. That was not a good transition. Bad idea. Next time, maybe send a little note Jeff's way before you try to throw in some stuff. But what?
I tell you what, John. You want this job? Next week you host the show. Episode 190, the train wreck that John Ruyak hosts.
No. Here's what I will say to wrap this up. Justin Upton, please get well soon. I got some dollars laying down that you need to come back. My team needs you. I traded for you at the deadline, man. You're having a great season.
All right. So Jeff, he's going to be back in 10 days. They're saying yes.
Yes. He's eligible to come back on August 30th.
Okay. When he comes back, his first game back,
if he hits a home run.
When he jacks that home run.
No. Don't do this to the poor bastard. Don't do it.
When he hits a home run. Yes. I will speak to Justin Upton personally since he is on my fantasy team. I will guarantee that when he hits that home run, he will throw down the WLD. It's happening.
No.
Welcome to a 2-week skid, Justin.
Hey, man, you say that, but ever since Chris Ionetta has been on the show, he has hit 2 home runs in the major leagues. So
all kinds of RBIs. He's been crushing it since he was on the We Like Drinking.
And a walk machine, man. Keep it up, Chris.
Right. Because they're throwing at the WLD strike zone. That's what's going on. All right. Okay. From that, let's take it even worse if we possibly can. From going on the DL from a wine glass to the Cleveland Browns. All right. So we like to give some grief, if we will, to the ABs out there, the ABs of the world, the Budweisers, the Bud Lights. But you have to give them props. They do a very good job of their marketing campaigns. This one, I don't even know what to go with this. With this one, Bud Light is installing beer refrigerators throughout the Cleveland area, filled with possibly soon to expire Bud Light. I'm not really. The fridges cannot be opened unless they are unlocked via a Wi-Fi signal from the Bud Light executive team. The only way they'll unlock these beautiful refrigerators throughout the city is if the Cleveland Browns actually are able to win a football game this season. So I don't know if this is like ultimate burn. This is the ultimate troll of an entire city. There's this big blue refrigerator with this sparkling Bud Light in it, but nobody can get to it unless the Browns can actually win a football game, or if it's supposed to somehow like inspire them to like, man, let's go get our fans a Bud Light and go win a game. Cleveland.
So you know what Cleveland's famous for besides the Browns, right? In the 1970s, the river that runs through town caught on fire.
Good.
Actually, there's a Great Lakes Brewing. Their first beer was Burning River IPA or something like that. So I'm not sure what AB InBev thinks is going to happen to these refrigerators over the course of time if the Browns don't win a football game. But just be reminded that Clevelanders know how to burn water.
Hey, man, I will say that when you first started reading this, I was like, oh, they're going to say that they'll only open it after they win the Super Bowl because then you're going to have some skunky beer, right? That being said, I'm looking at the Cleveland Browns this year and like, no joke, don't sleep on them. They're going to be a fantastic team this year. I'm just looking at their skill position. I'm looking at sober Josh Gordon. I'm looking at Jarvis Landry. I'm looking at John, your boy Tyrod Taylor has come in to play quarterback.
Backup quarterback?
Well, he might be usurped by the rookie Baker Mayfield. They've also got the three-headed monster in the back road of El Guapo Carlos Hyde, Duke Johnson, the greatest receiving running back since Roger Craig, and rookie sensation Nick Chubb. They've got David Njoku as their tight end. Dude is a genetic freak, man. I mean,
okay, folks.
Gotta win.
Don't get your hopes up. If Tyrod Taylor is your quarterback, and look, super nice guy, really like him. He throws about 125 to 157 yards per game.
But no, that's because it's all legs. But this is
he'll get 45 yards on the ground for you, so he'll break 2 bills, but he's not going to get you lots of points.
Cleveland is going to be dump off city, my man. Dump off city. Duke Johnson. They're running back.
So many meetings to that.
They're running back Duke Johnson. I swear to you, he's going to be their slot receiver, dude. He's going to have 100 receptions this year. It's going to be sick. Cleveland, you will get your free beer sooner than later.
You'll get your Bud Lights.
So do we have an over-under on the amount of weeks it'll take for those fridges to be open?
It depends on their schedule. It's not good radio for me to go and try to look that up right now. But seriously, I think they're going to win an ugly shootout within like the first 4 games.
All right. So before the end of September, you Clevelanders will get some free Bud Light. You heard it here first.
There you go. And I really want to see some cameras like around those things to see how that all pans.
Yeah, my God, yes.
I
want to see the anticipation every Sunday that they don't win and the final buzzer goes off and everybody's just slumping their shoulders.
I just want to see the one dude that pulls his van up to the Bud Light when they win and just starts chucking Bud Lights into the back of his van and then drives back down to the river where he lives. All right.
Oh, jeez.
All right. All right, Jeff Solomon, take us into our next segment.
Hey, hold up. Before I do that, Eccles, let's stop and talk for just a moment because during the middle of that Cleveland thing, We Like Drinking left the chat and entered the chat real quick. I just want to make sure you knew about that. Like that might be an issue in terms of like getting the full YouTube download or.
I mean, I'm recording my audio locally now.
Okay.
So I've got all of my side locally recorded.
Okay.
Now I've got once we got back from that break for everybody.
Okay.
So assuming that, and this happened a couple weeks ago as well, but I never stopped the broadcast. It still says we're live.
Yeah.
I have no way of going to check and say, is it currently recording to the cloud?
Certainly.
So,
okay.
If it's shot, it's shot.
Yeah, more than anything, I just wanted to make sure like we knew it and it was kind of time stamped because like, I just wanted to make sure everything was
a mess because I didn't record locally in the beginning, so I've got to pull that off the web and stuff from the web I've got to add in and bring it in with this. This is
all right.
This is not going to be one to edit. So
word. So why don't we do
got to cut this shit out.
We'll do a ha ha ha, and then you say, Jeff, lead us into our next segment. Does that sound good?
Go.
Boom, 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 Bodie Bo. John Ruyak's got a story.
So I got two stories, just real quick. Unbeknownst to either one of us, Jeff Eccles and I were both in Chicago last weekend, and I get off the plane at Midway, and I'm checking Instagram, and I see Jeff's checking in at We Like Drinking, and he's on a plane in Denver on my way to Chicago with lots of beer and hot dogs. I'm like, what? So I texted back like, what are you doing in Chicago? And he and his buddies meet up with us at after the rehearsal dinner for my niece's wedding there in Chicago. And we had some beers at Howells and Hood, just a couple blocks away from Trump Tower in Chicago, in the old Tribune building. 130 beers on tap, and I was lit. And I kind of remember Jeff showing up.
John may have tried all 130 beers, and then
it seems like it. The best one was the last one of the night. Was the Old Rasputin Russian Imperial Stout on nitro, and then the 6-block walk back to the hotel in dress shoes. That was great.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's not really my story. That was cool to meet Jeff and his buddies before they went to go see Pearl Jam at Wrigley. So anyway, a couple weeks
Hold
ago,
up, you're burying the lead. You went all the way to Chicago to see Pearl Jam.
Oh man, even flow. Anyway,
fuck you, John.
I'm in Wrigley Field, man. Okay, sorry.
It was fantastic. You can go to hell, Jeff Solomon.
So this is Strawberry Incident Part 2. So if anybody wants to see a photo recap of that, follow me on Instagram. I'm known as Brew Herper, BREWHERPER. But you listened to the show a couple weeks ago. I said that strawberries are dangerous, and I was only partially correct several weeks ago because. So you saw pictures. It was a god awful mess. So this time around, I'm going to load up those strawberries myself. I pour them into the fermenter, and I'm prepared. I see the next day that the airlock is all full of strawberries. I'm like, I know how to handle this, right? I'm going to relieve the pressure in the tank from the bottom instead. I'll let off all the pressure from the bottom. So I let off maybe a gallon and a half of stuff out of the fermenter. Just get the, all the gunk that flows to the bottom, floats or sinks to the bottom, the yeast, all that stuff. I uncorked the monster. When I let that all off, it roused everything up and it got pissed off. It was like this fermenter took on a life of its own. There's the airlock, but there's also the spring-loaded cap that's got a spring-loaded air weight in the top of it that only releases when there's 7 pounds of pressure in it, and all of a sudden it starts spitting shit all over the ceiling. I'm like, fuck, what do I do now? I take the top off the airlock, I stick a hose on it, and it's intermittently blowing off into a bucket, and I'm like, oh, I'm kind of safe. I think I can do this. So I'm like, I should have done this to begin with, but I got a blow-off hose and I got it ready. And it's like I'm just going to take it off and I'll put the blow-off hose back on and it'll go right into the bucket. And yeah, I did that. But the fermenter, if you see pictures of it, it looks like a strawberry version of Cousin It from the Addams Family.
Essentially, that is exactly what it looks like.
There's just like 5 pounds of strawberry all over the top of this fermenter, and shit's just flying everywhere. I eventually got the tube on and locked it down with a tri-clamp, and within 30 seconds, it filled and overflowed a 5-gallon bucket. I'm like, shit. I'm 6 feet up in the air on a ladder. I'm pulling the hose out and it's shooting all over the floor. I try to get in another bucket. It fills up another bucket. Oh my God. So I've got an 8-foot tall fermenter covered with strawberry. It looks like a very bad version of Cousin It, and 8 gallons of beer all over the floor, plus about 15 pounds of strawberry strewn over 5 different fermenters in there. I said, screw it. I just took a hose in there and started just hosing everything out. It took me 4 hours to clean it up.
God. You know what I envision when you tell that story?
I currently hate strawberries.
You know what I envision when you tell that story? Like the beginning of Pee-wee's Big Adventure, when he's like, "Good morning, Mr. Crabtree. I'm gonna water my lawn now." And then there's like that little kid's toy like squirting everywhere.
Oh my.
And then boom, 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 knock on the back door. It's dude delivering cider from Tractor Brewing. They brew this great red, delicious apple cider. And I'm like, I'm covered with head to toe with strawberries. He's like, dude, what's going on? I'm the only one in there. I'm signing for he's like, oh, and, to make matters worse, he's like 25 years old. He weighs 145 pounds, and he picks up a 164-pound keg of cider and just whips it around like it's just a can of beer. That's just, adding insult to injury. Damn young people.
All right. Well, there you go. The moral of John's long story.
Strawberries suck. Strawberries. Don't strawberries. Just avoid them. They're they're the devil's fruit.
I will say, the next time you have to open a door and you're just covered head to toe in strawberries, and somebody asks what's going on, you go, "Shh, he had it coming."
All right. So listeners, let's get to a bit of a giveaway here. I am so excited about this. I finished my version of Audible's Corkscrew from Peter Stafford Bow. My goodness, what a fantastic read. I forgot how funny that book was. And at the end of did you guys read the book?
I read like 4 chapters. I don't think I ever finished it.
No.
So in the end, the culmination of it all is just this chaotic scene at this winery in England where there's a group of Muslims going to prayer. There's police. There's a naked man with a shotgun. There's llamas. There's Barbie doll heads soaked in blood. There's stoned people in mud. There's Israeli agents from the government. There's people from
sounds like Albuquerque on a Saturday night.
Yeah, New Mexico brewers covered in strawberry guts.
I mean, it's the end of it. I mean, it just this whole story that he has, all these stories that he tells leads up to this final just kind of chaotic scene. And it's great reading it, but hearing him tell it, I was on the airplane listening to it, and the lady next to me must have thought there was something wrong with me because I was like laughing out loud at the absurdity of this story. And so now 2 of our Patreon/Twitter followers are about to get their own copy of Corkscrew by Peter Stafford Bow. So if you're watching the live show, or if you're watching on a delay, or the guys are watching it, can you see my screen now?
I can.
Yes, sir.
Here we go. I'm going to spin the big wheel. And our first winner is, oh, look at that. He's 1 month in and he's already winning prizes via Patreon. Dimitri. Congratulations.
Yeah, congrats, Dimitri.
You get 1 copy, which is great for the next time you're stuck in an airport. Our second victor is going to be happen. All right, on the screen, Jeffrey McKinney. You also have a version of Corkscrew on Audible. So
I don't know if he wants you saying his last name. I just say Jeffrey M.
Yeah, I usually do too. So I don't know why I did that right now. So sorry about that. I'll put a little beep in there or something because I'm already have enough editing to do on this episode of Chaos. So if it's a time where I'm trying to count down how many things I've got to edit, it must be
last call.
Last call.
So first, let me just say congratulations to Jeffrey M. and Dimitri for your winning of the corkscrew. I hope you enjoy it. I'll reach out to you soon. But now it's time to clean the house and lock the doors. So you know what we do here, folks? We try to get you to help us out any way we can. John Riak, what's the first way we like to get our folks to help us out?
Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on the We Like Drinking site. Follow us on We Like Drinking the Tavern. We're We Like Drinking 1 on Twitter. We're on the Instagram too as We Like Drinking. It's not that tough.
That's right. And, another big thing that helps us out is reviews and ratings on the iTunes, specifically on the iTunes, on the Apple podcast. So if you could take a few minutes, go out to visit that site, give us a big fat 5-star review, and maybe leave us a little bit of a note about what you think about the show. Be a huge help to us. Now, if they've done all that, if they're like Dimitri, they've joined the tavern, they've left us reviews, they followed us on Twitters, they still want to do more, Jeff Solomon. What can they do?
Well, everybody wants to be like Dimitri these days. So be like Dimitri. Go to welikedrinking.com/pledge. That's the numeral pledge. I've always wanted to say that. No, welikedrinking.com/pledge. And find out how you can contribute to this show on a monthly basis for as little as $1 a month through our Patreon page. Essentially, it gives you kind of some inside access to what's going on with this show. You get episodes early. You get to help us pick what we're going to be drinking on the show. You get access to the after parties. You get your name put in hats you didn't even realize existed, and you win audio books for no reason at all, except for the fact that you're supporting, and I'm going to say this, John, you're supporting us as artists.
Oh, there it is.
Through welikedrinking.com/pledge.
So thank you all for helping us out that way. It's a lot of information we gave you guys. I know it's hard to remember. So the best way to commit that to memory is with wait, who subscribed? Where I give these guys a quote from someone fictional or non-fictional, and they try to guess what movie it's from. All right. I think we lost John, Jeff. So this may just be you. Or
What? I'm still here.
oh, you're just frozen with your arm up. I thought you were either having a stroke or froze. I wasn't sure. All right, so here we go.
Same difference.
Yeah, same thing. All right, here we go. I love this movie so much. Here it is. I'm not even supposed to be here. I'm just crewman number 6. I'm expendable. I'm the guy in the episode who dies to prove how serious the situation is. I've got to get out of here. All right, so
shit.
That's the quote. Yeah, oh shit is right, John Riak. Jeff Solomon.
Seen this movie.
I've totally seen this too, and I'm so bummed out about it because as you start it and you go, I'm not even supposed to be here, I think about that shitty Kevin Smith film, Clerks. Kevin Smith is the worst director ever, and Clerks sucks ass. I just need to make sure that we're clear on that. I don't like Clerks. It's not a good movie, but Mallrats is okay. I've got to tell you, I'm with John on this one where it's like, I know this. And yet for some reason, it's not hitting me.
Okay.
There's this other part where it's like, obviously I'm hearing like, here's this actor, you know what I mean? That's stuck in this situation.
What kind of situation would it be? Like what would we be on?
I don't even know.
Okay. John, do you know?
It's a sci-fi flick.
Okay.
I'm thinking something telling me Seventh Sign.
I don't even think that's a movie.
Seventh sign of a seventh sign. That's an Iron Maiden song, I think.
No,
Or I don't know. All right, no, nothing.
No, like I want to say like
if it was a okay, is it a water movie? Is it a land movie?
No, it's a space movie.
Space movie. Okay, there's not like space genre movies. Is it Star Wars?
No.
No.
No. What
Is that
else?
what we're gonna do? You just keep going down the list, and when you get to the right one, we'll say yes.
Okay.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
No. All right. I thought you guys would have got this.
Oh, God, I've seen this movie though. I have seen this. Movie.
If I were to say, I see you've managed to lose your shirt again, would that help you? Or
No.
never. This is from Galaxy Quest.
Nope. Never even seen it. I've not seen this.
I have. Yes, I've seen it.
All right. That took way too long.
Man, you have the worst taste in movies, bro.
You can also find the show notes to this episode with all the links to the mentions. Oh, wait. Fuck this episode. This episode's
What
hard.
the fuck was that?
I don't know.
That sounded like a Chewbacca that's had too many Tranyas.
All right. Moving on, you can also find the show notes for this episode with all the links to the stories or mentions we had at welikedrinking.com/podcast. Normally I have a good idea of how long an episode is. I have absolutely no clue with this one, but I do know it's time for me to say, okay, panel, let's take one last trip around this table and get some final thoughts before we shut off the lights. John Ruyak.
I'm feeling a whole lot better about Chianti than I am about strawberries at this point.
Good thing. That should always be true, by the way. Jeff Solomon.
Sir, are you okay? You look like you're covered in some sort of red stuff. Shh. He had it coming.
And once again, thank you, Peter Stafford Bow, for giving us a couple copies of your audiobook to give away. And congratulations to Jeffrey and Dimitri on the win. I hope you guys enjoy it. And with that, I'll say thanks again for joining us at the We Like Drinking podcast,
Where you'll never drink alone.
It does prove that Heron Z doesn't always win.
What's that?
It does prove that Heron Z doesn't always win.
Oh, Jeffrey, I'm shocked if you stuck around for this, but it did. Like, thanks, man.
I think you're gonna find that this episode is actually gonna go down in the annals of like
The anals.
the annals, yeah, all the glands as the greatest episode ever.